So for a limited time, let me say all our tribe meetings are going to be free. When I mean limited time, for you, calm down. Everybody who is here, you will never have to pay that for tribe meetings. Right? However, going forward, um, at some point in time, we may gate our tribe meetings access because this is premium free. But for you, don't worry, the gate is never going to affect you, right? And also, we'll always put up our tribe meetings on YouTube. Right? However, that may not go on forever. At some point in time, access to replace will get the cost. Does that make sense, guys? So can we fire on? If you guys can hear me, let me know. One last final check-in. I think we have a good number already up with us here. Give me final feedback, everyone. Great. Amazing, right? So this is a home for Gen Z real estate enthusiasts. And when we mean real estate enthusiasts, it's a combination of three classes of people. Number one, is sellers, right? What the general world calls realtors, right? That's how we use the word enthusiasts. Anybody who is excited, anybody who is interested. Sellers, um, buyers. So we're looking at buyers, we're looking at people who say, oh, I just have money, I want to buy. Are you with me? So multiple things this platform seeks to solve is to create a bridge. Are you with me? I want to sell, you want to buy, we can link up. Does that make sense? We're looking at investors. We're looking at people who are just seeking knowledge about real estate. How does it work? And all of that. We're looking at associated real estate professionals. We're looking at property lawyers. We're looking at surveyors. We're looking at architects. Basically, everybody who forms the real estate ecosystem are looking to create a central platform where all of you can interface. Does that make sense? So at some point in time, we're going to have subgroups where we split into even smaller groups. Does that make sense? And can have a more heightened interface. Are you with me? All right, so let me pause and ask you guys, which one are you? Seller, buyer, investor, knowledge seeker, professional, lawyer, surveyor, architect. Which one are you? Let me take a split second now. And oh, so you say, wow, I'm one of them. I'm just a human being. Right? Which one are you? Let me see. Which one are you? Okay. Knowledge seeker, investor, architect. Wow. Knowledge seeker, realtor and investor. Knowledge seeker and intending investor. Okay. Knowledge seeker and future investor. That's amazing. Right. So let's pull on. So who am I? Why you should listen to me? I'm very humble. I just have 2 points. I'm a seasoned real estate investment strategist. That is my core area is helping people grow their wealth using the vehicle called real estate. Does that make sense? Okay, knowledge seekers are plenty. Anyways, a chunk of what we're going to do in tribe meetings is knowledge dispensation. Right. I'm CEO of Zero T. Right. Like I've explained many times, the word Z actually comes from the word Gen Z. Right. And we want to create a community where we help. I mean, it's not only young people we serve, but I mean that's a primary target. So you see our slides are broadly inclined towards young people. So we're tailoring ourselves to actually help and fit the needs of young people, right? So not just Gen Zs, basically just young people. Anybody below 30. Like I said, it doesn't mean we can't serve, but these are the guys we tailor everything we do to be able to maximally suit. Does that make sense? So if you looked at the theme of this particular tribe meeting, we're looking at the real estate ecosystem for starters. Are you with me? The real estate ecosystem for starters. And we want to ask ourselves a very simple question. What is an ecosystem? So it's a tribe meeting, not a lecture. So because a Trybe meeting, you see me pausing to interface with you, to ask you questions, to tell you to interface with each other. I know that. So what's an ecosystem? So I'm going to pause and ask, right? So I'm going to call random names. Are you with me? So when I call your name randomly, I want you to answer me. Is that fine? So we are going to run offline now. Right? Also, we are going to run to Google. Anyhow you run, shall answer me. Are you with me? So I'm seeing a name here. Alex Othi, the architect. Talk to me. What's an ecosystem? Alex Othi, talk to me. What's an ecosystem? Because if you know me, I'm very meticulous with words. We won't use in random word if you don't need to use it. Right, so what's an ecosystem? It's like a community, okay? Okay, you know what? Let me get 5 random answers so I don't have to waste time. I have 30 minutes. Trybe meetings are short and straight to the point. Right? Okay, some says like a community. Great. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Stages of a system. Okay. Okay. Let me see if I can have some more. Listen. So like I said, Trybe meetings are designed to be very short. So I'm trying my best to fly on that. Good, good, good. So listen, there are 2 keywords when we're talking about ecosystem. We're talking about community. So Alex was correct and every other person was correct. Community. Are you with me? And then we have interaction. And then we have dependence. These 3 things are vital when we talk about ecosystem. So it's a community of organisms. These organisms interact and they are dependent on each other. I remember somebody said something, and it's actually an idea. Let's think about it together, huh? So, guys, we're actually here, and actually, how many of you think you are superior to trees? TREES. How many of you think you're superior to trees? Let me ask you. Like, you and trees are not at the same level. If you think you and trees are at the same level, we'll have another session for deliverance. But for now on, I think every person thinks they're superior to trees. Someone asked, what if, so we grow trees, we plant trees, water them, and all of that, if they're crops, they give us yields and all of that. Then for horticultural purposes, we just, use them. We say, what if trees are the ones rearing us? Are you with me? And waiting for us to die so we can form manure for them to live. Are you with me? Isn't that what? So the way we think we're growing trees, the trees think they are growing us. Are you with me? Probably that's why they're giving us oxygen. You know the way you feed a chicken that you want to kill during Christmas? It's a line of thought actually. Right? So when we're talking about ecosystem, you find out that there's an interaction, and because of the interaction, there is what we call dependence. Something depends on something. That depends on another thing, that depends on another thing. So if you take one thing out of the equation, the entire thing is all gone. Are you with me? If you understand what I'm saying thus far, let me know. So in the same way, the real estate has an ecosystem. And usually ecosystems can be described sometimes or most times cyclically. Right? By the way, I'm a pro Apple person, right? I believe don't fight me on this. Hope you guys will take it personal. This is Trybe meeting now. Calm down. I believe that Apple is the phone, and then we have the other mobiles. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right. I mean, don't fight me on this. So those because of this you go come out Trybe, but calm down, right? So I'm a pro Apple person. I believe in Apple. I love Apple. Well, as at the time of this recording, I'm uploading. Maybe somebody is watching this in 10 years now, and Apple has gone out of face. But I mean, I don't believe Apple can go out of face. It is a pro Apple person, right? Now, Apple has an amazing ecosystem. How many of you know what I'm talking about? If you buy one Apple thing, there's a high chance that you will buy another Apple thing. And they do it in such a way that it's almost very difficult to interact with another ecosystem. Are you with me? How many of us understand that? And they do it intentionally so you can stay in their ecosystem. So their watch works seamlessly with their iPad, works seamlessly with their iPhone, works seamlessly with their pencil, works seamlessly with their Mac, their TVs, and everything. Are you with me? And that's the way an ecosystem is, right? The real estate itself has an ecosystem, right? And the good thing about an ecosystem, listen to me very carefully, is that sometimes you don't have to bring anything. I wanted to show us some cycles, right? Let's see how many of us remember primary school things. Are we ready? So the carbon cycle. How many of us know what the carbon cycle is? I touched on this. How many of us know what the carbon cycle is? If you know what the carbon cycle is, type carbon. If you crabbed to pass this school, type crabbed. So we don't even know there's such a thing as carbon cycle. What do you do in basic science? So we know what carbon cycle is, type carbon. This is a Trybe meeting, so I want you know just to be very active and very responsive. Carbon. You know the carbon cycle is types carbon, right? So they have carbon cycle, they have oxygen cycle. So let's look at the basic carbon cycle, right? So we're looking at carbon cycle. Let's look at oxygen. I think oxygen is basically more simple. Or let's leave it because of time. I just look at my notes. We have a lot to cover, right? So the basic. Now, when I'm using basic, I'm using the word basic because I knew a lot of us are here to get started. Realtors. And when we're talking about an ecosystem, we're literally saying you can actually come in with nothing and grow to the top of the ecosystem. Now, I'm saying basic because you can interface with other resources online. There's some extra things. Are you with me? So this is not everything, but this what you need to get started. The same way if you're going to write if you're in Nigeria, going to write sorry, Warwick, there's certain, they call them core courses. No matter the subject you're doing, you must do English. No matter the subject you're doing, you must do maths. Do you understand what I'm saying? So those are basic things. So that's what I'm saying, basic thing. You see people, maybe they can extend this to maybe like stakeholders, they can extend this to government and all that. But on a basic level, everybody can start from zero. Say this, put your name, say I, Bolu, can start from zero. Put your name there. I want you to say that. I can start from zero. Now let me tell you, if you have 50, don't start from zero. But if you don't have, you can start from zero. Everybody say it to yourself, say, I can start from zero. And that's one of the best things about the real estate sector. You don't have to have millions, contrary to what we think. I can start from zero. And you can move from zero to infinity. So the first phase, I've talked about what's an ecosystem already. The first phase is what we call the realtors. So who is a realtor? I've explained. A realtor is this guy or this lady who says, Mr. XYZ, I know you have a land. I know you have a building. I know you just built a shopping mall. I know you, there's any form of real estate that you have. I can do something for you. Are you with me? I can get somebody who wants to buy, to rent, whatever, what you have. And I can connect you and him. However, you will give me a commission. Now that commission can be many phases. It could be in terms of part of the property, or it could be in cash. Are you with me? So this is how I like to explain it on a generic scale. A realtor is a demand and supply connector. Everybody say that to me. A realtor is a demand and supply connector. In other words, you are the one who matches demand and supply. Are you following what I'm saying? And this is where a chunk of us are in. And this is where we're going to spend most of our Trybe meetings explaining. Because, like I said, real estate doesn't make you rich. Real estate makes you richer. But real estate makes a provision for you to get rich. So, for example, as we speak, let's say some of you don't even know you're sitting in terrible wealth. Some of you have very, very, very rich relatives. Some of you have rich friends. Some of you have rich uncles. Some of you were in rich schools or wherever. And you know that if you simply tell James, and then was ask, how have you been in places where you have friends, maybe all of them gendered, maybe they work in the US, I work in Canada, they earn. Say, how much are you earning, Bobby? Bobby tells you, oh, we're earning like $8,000 per month. You know the way they talk. Oh, we earn $250,000 per year. Oh yeah, that's a stipend. Are you with me? How about your feelings like that? And Bobby now, are you in Nigeria? Bobby now, show me love, show me love. And Bobby will probably try to send you with like $500 every month. Are you with me? And you know that Bobby is a spendthrift. Are you aware that if you talk to Bobby and Bobby gets a property, you can get a commission? Are you with me? And then from there, you can begin to build your wealth. So the commission you get, you can use it to invest, which moves us to the next phase as a property owner. From being a property owner, you can now own properties. Right? So you can own these properties maybe in different places, or you can own these properties together. So you see somebody of 25, 27, he has an estate, and it looks like magic. Is it really magic? Some days the guy was just able to start building wealth earlier. And then from there he says, you know what? Since I have plenty, let me start developing. So he starts building houses. And I mean, the wealth begins to compound like that and like that. But where did he start from? Let me ask you guys, did he have a dime to start? Answer me, guys. Did he have a dime to start? Yes or no? Before. So you see, big developer. Did he have a dime to start? I want to see if you guys are following me. Did he have a dime to start? Yes or no? Come on, talk to me. No. Are you with me? So the ecosystem moved him up the ladder. Are you following what I'm saying? Great. So let's start with the initial phase. The realtor. How many of you want to be realtors here? How many of you are currently realtors? You're currently a realtor. Type realtor. Let me see. Type realtor. Oh, Samuel is a realtor. Oh, we have great realtors here. Samuel is a realtor. Oladayo Abodiji is a realtor. Abiose is a realtor. Great. Any other realtors here? Any other realtors here? It may be a sensitive question, and I've asked you the volume of sales that you have closed. Right, I'm a realtor by faith. I drop my faith with you, my brother, or my sister. Right. Okay, so let's move on. Right. So who is a realtor? Like I said, a realtor is one who matches demand with supply. And if you're a realtor, let me even pause and ask. Samuel David, talk to me. How's your experience been as a realtor? So I want you to tell me how long you have been a realtor. Don't tell me monetary values. Let's leave that. And how's your experience been? Is it easy? Is it hard? Talk to me. Let's quickly hear you, Samuel David. You can mute your mic. I want to hear your voice. So tell me how long you've been a realtor and has been your experience in matching demand and supply. Because it looks easy, right? Sounds easy. I'll just do this and just do this and voila. Yeah, Sam, I'm listening to you.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, how you doing?
Good evening, Mr. Bolu. I just started anyway. I just started the real estate space. I just started as a realtor anyway. It's not been easy. It's been very demanding, and the fact that people need to have this trust in you before they can actually commit some huge uh, financial resources to get properties through you. So it's
Yes.
actually a very, very demanding one. But it's been worth it. The adventure has been very interesting, and I've been able to close one or two deals in the space of few months that I've joined in. So
That's amazing.
I tend to get better and keep climbing the ladder, and that's one of the reasons why I'm in this class as well.
Well, in the best place. It's amazing, right?
Yes.
Beyond your experience, I think I love your clear network. Usually when people media microphones, you start hearing amazing. So no problem. Let me just pull on. Great. Um, so this is one of the phases that bulk of you are going to get started in. And now listen, like I said, a realtor's job is to match demand and supply. Some of you don't know where to get demand. People that want to buy. Some of you don't know where to get supply. People that want to sell. How many of you are like that? Or let me even ask. Let's do a quick quiz. How many of you have demand, but you don't have supply? How many of you have supply? You don't have demand. If you have demand without supply, see demand. If you have supply without demand, say supply. If you have both, type both. When I mean demand without supply, I mean people are asking you, or you know somebody that if you tell to buy property, the person will buy, but you don't have any supply. You don't have anything to show the person. If you have both, type both. Oh, sorry, I forgot the option. If you have supply, that means you have properties to sell. You don't have properties to buy. So if you have none, you are coming as you are. Let me know. You have none. Okay, a lot of supply, but not much demand. Exactly. That's usually how it is as a starting realtor. Okay. Let me take like 4, 5, 6, 7 more. Non-demand. Okay, great. Great. So my job here, amongst many things, is to teach you how to create both. Because the very simple job of a realtor is to ensure that his demand consistently exceeds his supply and to consistently match them. Once that can happen, he's going to have a steady inflow of income. Are you with me? And we're going to work together. So let's pull on. So usually, like I said, let me put this word basic there. There are going to be time we're going to have an advanced session, boot camps, and all of that. Like I said, the tribe is going to be an amazing place. I've dedicated myself to the tribe for at least a year. Um, so I'm going to churn out a lot of value for you. Number one, there are 4 requirements to fall as a realtor. Number one is what I call mindset training. So when I tell you I've dedicated myself, it means if I'm missing any meeting, like I said, we're going to have weekly meetings. If you ever see me miss a meeting, it means I tried my best. Or somebody who is better than me in that field is teaching. One of the two is the only reason why I'm missing a meeting. And some people may not know what that means for me to be with you every week, but don't worry, you will soon know. It's a lot from my end, right? At no cost, it's a lot from my end. Mindset training, first of all. What exactly is mindset training? You just had the conversation from the conversation I had with David, right? Listen, you are not selling ton. Are you with me? You are not selling chips. You know, when I was in secondary school, my school had some contraband, so you couldn't bring in everything. So there'll be some guys who will smuggle it in, and you see them. They will be feeling like superstars. They will be selling it at outrageous prices. Maybe in my school, we only allowed provisions. So things like sweets, they were not allowed when I was in boarding school back then. So somebody will bring sweets. That sweet that is 20 naira, sell it for 200. And people will be dying to buy it because it was scarce. Right? But this is not that. Follow me. Are you with me? Mindset training. Why am I here? Number 2 is the knowledge of real estate. Right? Number 3 is the knowledge of marketing. Number 4 is the knowledge of sales. Those 4 things are paramount. Anybody who can master these 4 things can get really started in the real estate industry. Are you with me? Mindset, having a positive mindset. Are you with me? Having knowledge of real estate, having knowledge of marketing, and knowledge of sales. Right? We can go advanced ones, branding, having a team, structuring, but let's look at people that just want to start. Are you with me? So what do I mean by mindset training? I hope to cover 2 things today, and we all highlight it. Are you with me? There's a reason why I said I'm going to be with you for 52 weeks. Right? So that's even just counting from next year, not excluding this year. Right? Excluding this year. Mindset training. Listen to me carefully. Let me even pause on this. How many of you have any form of businesses you are doing? You're selling anything. Anything. You're selling businesses. Great. You have businesses. Let me see. You have businesses. Give me a feedback type businesses. Any kind of business currently that you're running, whether or not it's profitable, whether or not it's booming, as long as you have sold something in your life. Great. So, how many of you are aware that depends on the kind of business? Oh, you have a farm. That's amazing. We're still having a conversation with the client today who wanted to get a plot of land for agriculture, and we're trying to speak to him and all of that. So, farming is an amazing business, by the way. So now listen. Sometimes, let's imagine you are selling, let me look for perfume oil. Perfume oil. And that's why I said the first thing for your mindset training is you have to be in it for the long haul. Perfume oil. Now, let's imagine a bottle of perfume oil. I don't know how much it costs, but let's just say averagely, let's say it costs 1,005. And tell me if this is realistic. Now, on that perfume oil, the person is probably making, let's even just say 500. Is this realistic, guys? I've never sold perfume oil in my life. Realistic, right? So let's do the math. How many properties, accessory properties, how many bottles of perfume oil does he have to sell to make 50,000? How many? How many properties? Oh my goodness, properties in my mouth. How many bottles? I say what? 100. Now, are you aware that, which is literally very easy in this real estate space? If I sell a property of 500,000, I don't know anyone that exists as 500,000 currently self in Lagos. But I think I don't want to butcher. If they give me 10% of this, are you with me? Um, I'll make what? Pay attention. And this is how you have to see it. 100 sales of this person is equal to one sale for me. Are you follow what I'm saying? To make that money. Now, the question you want to ask yourself, are you aware that if you and this person, and I think this is an average, let's say the person doesn't have a superstore or a mega store, basic demand. So let's say the person sells just 10 per day. Let's say the person is using university, this is a certain scheme. Right. So let's say the person sells 10 per day. Or, are you with me? It's 10 per day. Let's say 5 per day. So let's say 5. I think this is fair, realistic figure, right? Because I mean, there'll be some days they don't buy. So let's say some days they don't buy. So let's just say it takes this person 30 days, a month, to close one sale. Sorry, to finish the 100. Now, when we are saying the person is making 500, but imagining the person is not having any cost. But if the person is going from place to place, their cost for fuel. If the person is going from running ads, there's cost for marketing. If the person has staff, there's cost for staffing. Are you getting what I'm saying? All these extra costs are piled up along the way. Are you with me? Now, let's imagine all of that is happening. You are now living with that person. Here you are. I'm the Z tribe. Let me see. And this person is in give me the oil tribe. Even though I'm saying I'm the Z tribe, the oil tribe. Now this person comes back every day, rejoicing. Oh, God is so good. Let's say the person is a Christian and the person believes in, external spiritual impositions in their lives. The person says, hey, God has blessed me. All of that. I sold 5 bottles today. And then what did you sell today? Somebody says 0. Let's imagine you did selective. That can go on for 20 days. That can go on for 30 days. And you don't sell anything. Are you following me? And you begin to look at your guy who is selling whatever he's selling. And I've noticed, I hope you're aware that my job here is not, or my aim here is not to dispute or base down any other business. There are very much high profit margin businesses that are not real estate. Are you following what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that, are you aware that you can be going again, coming, going, and coming, going, and coming, going, and coming, going, and coming, and you are not saying anything? You will deal with everybody about once. As a matter of fact, how many of you know there are people you talk to today, is in 5 years they'll remember buying from you. So if you are the type that doesn't have a tenacious mindset, a mindset for the long haul, are you with me? You're probably going to give up soon. I didn't sell the first month. I didn't sell the second month. I didn't sell the third month. This thing is not working. No, let me go and look for a job. That's why sometimes as a starting realtor, you may not want to. At keyword as a starting, you may not want to abandon everything. Are you with me? You want to probably start with a 50-50. So you have something that is taking care of your needs while you are increasing your publicity range and all of that. Does that make sense? So and because you're starting as a young person, anyway, I'm going to teach you advantages as a young person that you can have. Because most of the scams that will probably happen, how many of you know that it is easier for an old man to scam you than a young man? Because you will trust an old man more. How many of us understand what I'm saying? If you understand what I'm saying, type understand. I was reading the news one day and some Yahoo boys, they actually went. So they actually scam people. Are you with me? So sorry. They scam people and they actually hired an old man and put him on their team. Are you with me? So imagine you want to buy property and you see an old man say, nah, this guy can't scam us. Are you with me? So as a young person, the odds may not be in your favor because many young people have not exactly helped us, giving us a good image. Are you with me? Does that make sense? So there are certain things I'm going to talk about: your branding, your packaging. How many of you already know that just by my mannerism of talking, my ability to articulate? Are you with me? Do you know I have a higher chance of convincing people when we sit down like this? Are you with me? So, but like I said, we're going to, it's a whole long training. We're going to cover all of that. So you've got to be in for the long haul, right? You've got to realize that everything may not yield immediately. Are you following what I'm saying? So you have to have a futuristic mindset as a real estate person generally. You must realize that things may not yield immediately. What do I mean by things may not yield immediately? The guy you prospected to, research says people buy property on their fifth attempt. Right. Let me pause a bit and just water down. I'd have looked for you who struggle. Some days we're going to have physical meetings for those that can attend. I already having a conversation around that mentally. Let me ask you guys a few questions. If you've ever been in a relationship before, ladies, let me ask you: is it the first time he came? You said yes. Answer me. Don't do like you know what I'm talking about. Is it the first time he came that you said yes? Guys, is it the first time you went that you received yes? Is it the first time? Hmm? Some people were lucky to receive yes. Some people don't look. Some don't even know what I'm talking about, and that's fine. Don't worry. Don't focus on selling. Are you? Does that make sense, guys? But what did you do? You went again and again and again. So some things may not yield immediately. Some days, some people actually genuinely have the mind to buy them, but they don't have the money. But then 3 years down the line, 2 years down the line, they got a job. Who do you think they're going to remember first? Are you with me? So you have to have that mindset that things may not yield immediately and that everything compounds. Say this with me. This has to be your mantra. Everything compounds. Your marketing is going to compound. Your branding is going to compound. Your talking is going to compound. Let me ask you, are there certain things in your head, certain people that you know them for certain things? Well, let me just give a basic. Do you understand what I'm saying? Certain people that there's no way. If they ask you, do you know anybody that fixes computer, right? Repairs phone. There's a guy. Are you with me? When I saw this thing, I went somewhere at some point in time. What I'm talking about is like 3-4 years ago. And when I got there, the guy saved my contact. I can't even remember what I got from this guy. Now, this guy, every morning, let me post an even, although we're going to talk about marketing sales extensively, this guy always, when I mean always, I mean always. When I mean always, I mean always post shoes on his status every day. Let me pause and ask you guys, are there people like that? That every day, they can't miss it. As long as their status, you'll always see the same thing. How many of you know people like that? Some people is clothes, some people is laptop, So people like me, if you save my number, Mafi property by you will see property. I know people like that. Are you with me? Great. Now, how many of you subtly in your head, if you ever need those things, those people are just the first points of contact for you, right? You may never need, then I didn't need the shoe I was buying. I was very broke. The shoe was selling 40K shoes. How am I going to buy 40K shoes? Years ago, I wanted to buy those kind of shoes at some point in time later in my life when I could afford them. And I was looking, I said, there's a guy on his status. Are you with me? So everything compounds. Does that make sense? Say this with me. Say everything compounds. Everything compounds. Say it again. Say everything compounds. So you have to have that mindset, right? That although it is not yielding results now, it doesn't mean it's not working. That it is not yielding does not mean it is not working, right? Medical students in the house must have realized, and they know this, that long before a disease begins to have external physical manifestation, it's probably been in a person. So before cancer begins to bulge out, many times it's already within the person. Some days, months before, right? But it's compounding, and then you begin to see it physically. So that's the first thing you have to have. And we're going to talk about that, right? So everything I'm highlighting, I'm only highlighting two things today. And we're going to dive into them step by step. Are you with me? Number two is the knowledge of real estate. Right? Knowledge is the currency you need to start in real estate. Are you with me? How many of you are following Zero T? Zero T on Zero T HQ. You're not following Zero T and you want to make effort. Can you see that you are joking? I'm joking, please. Now, if you go and check through our page, how many of you have seen the way I deliver my content? We just started that page. In case you don't know, we just started that page. In case you don't know, we just literally opened up that page. Are you following me? How many of you have seen this? If you know how much I think, I write my scripts myself. And we're delivering knowledge that is not common. When I came to, people came into come to real estate just anyhow. When I came to real estate, first of all, I studied property law. So I know the 1978 Act. Are you with me? Land Use Act. I know the history of how lands came into use before acquisition. I know everything. I studied it because, listen, if you run on common knowledge, you will have common results. There's almost no room I can't stand in on real estate. Are you with me? So I couldn't, obviously, I can't touch everything about, but the basic property law that a realtor needs to know, I know it. I'll give you an example. There's a client of mine. We were working with her. Now she's buying properties from a development company, and in that development company, how many of you know what I'm talking about? You pay for the property, and then you pay for developmental fees, right? So developmental fees are basically, if you're in an estate, you have to do roads and all of that. So you pay for developmental fees. So in that place, she was buying for her children, 3 children. Now, because they have different names, they all have to pay developmental fees. I think the plot of land she was buying was 1.8, and the developmental fees were about 850. Now, imagine an extra 850 times 3. Meanwhile, if she was buying it alone in her name, she would have bought for 800. She would have paid 1,850. But because they are different names, the company is seeing them as different entities. So she had to pay 850 times 3. You know what I'm saying? Now, because I have knowledge of property law, I said, Madam, let me do something for you. Don't do this. Buy everything in your name, right? When you buy everything in your name, get a deed of assignment and do a provisional survey. Are you with me? Individually. A deed of assignment, get a lawyer to do a deed of gift. A deed of gift is a document that transfers ownership from one person to another as a gift. So I gave you the land as a gift, so I can prepare a deed of gift. A deed of gift cannot cost more than 150,000 to prepare. You're a very good lawyer, right? If you don't have a lawyer that's a friend, I can do it for you for free. Are you with me? That way, I was able to save that woman about 8 times 3, 2.4. Please, when she wants to buy property, where is she going to come back to? Isn't she go to you? They play. You know what I'm saying? Now, why did I know that? Some of you don't even know what a deed of gift is. You don't know what a deed is. Are you with me? Small question, they have thrown you off balance, right? Knowledge is currency, right? Anything I want to get to in life, I don't want to be ordinary there, so I invest in what the ordinary people will not invest in. Are you following me? So you've got to invest in knowledge. Number two, knowledge of what exactly? The most important thing you need to know, amongst many things, is we're going to talk about everything here. They're going to have their sessions. Titles, knowledge of titles, knowledge of location intricacies, knowledge of types of property. Are you with me? So commercial property, like I was having a conversation with the client today, and I was telling you, he said, I hope I'll be able to be as fluent as you when I'm going to meet my people. So you want to have knowledge of types of property. What gives what? What are the regulations? When I'm talking about location intricacies, what are the regulations? Who is responsible for what? Are you with me? In Lagos, is it the same as Benin? Is it the same as Abuja? Are you with me? So location intricacies. What happens in this place? Who is the guy in charge? Right? And then you need to have knowledge of property sources to sell. Where can I get property sources? Are you with me? I have people that can buy. Where can I get? This was one of my greatest problems when I first came to real estate. I was asking myself, okay, now I can sell. Where can I get will I just go to a building and believe God and wait for the owner and stand there? Owner, I can sell it for you, sir. I promise. I cross my heart, I can sell it. You can do that, right? And then the last thing is verification sources. Verification sources. So somebody says this land is, how can I tell it's not lying? What do I need to check to prove that it's not lying? Are you with me? What do I need to go through? There's a particular company that we reached out to about to sell their property for them. And then I said, okay, give me A, B, C, D documents. And they started speaking English. I said, my friend, give me A, B, C, D. They said, we don't have it. We don't have it. Oh, sorry, they didn't say we don't have it. They said, something. Now, because of the level of influence God has privileged me to have, I messaged the MD directly on Instagram. The MD has 1 million followers. I sent him a text. I said, I asked your people for A, B, C, D document. They didn't give me. And you know what I discovered? The entire company was lying. They didn't have the document. How can a company lie that they have a document? Immediately we pull out of all their operations. Because if you can lie about your title, you can lie about any other. Does that make sense? So we're going to trash all of this one by one. So this is a community of enthusiasts, right? If you don't know already, we have been running something called the 10 Lands in 10 Years Challenge. And we actually call it the Billionaires Roadmap, right? And if you can actually buy strategically 10 lands in 10 years, that's a land a year, right? The chance of you being a billionaire in 10 years is really, really high. Are you with me? So if that's something you're interested in, you can send a message to us at Realtor Z. That's 10 lands in 10 years challenge. I have some people on it, right? Today, we're still having some basic conversations and here and there. So that's something 10. But here is it. To join, very simple laws. You must have between 500K to $1 million to invest within the next 3 days. I didn't say by faith. If you don't have it, be cool. Those stresses, right? I'm going to put the replay. If that's something you have, the link up there to reach us. Does that make sense? So we're going to pause on that session today, right? So next session, we're now going to take all these things one by one. Have a title session. Are you with me? We're going to have a property law session. We're going to have this. We're going to have that. Like I said, if I tell you I have 52 sessions with you in a year, you better believe that I am going to trash it down. Right? And then we're now going to talk about marketing. We're going to talk about sales here and there. So let me pause and ask. Like I said, these meetings are short, and they're meant to just push in bite size, start off your distance, so you know what you need to get started with. So I think next week we're now going to dive in one. We'll take each topic a session and build on the tribe. So let me pause and ask. Do you guys have any questions for me? I'll take 1-2 questions, and we just shut off. So 1-2 questions. Talk to me. If you have a question, type it, and then we shut off. Okay. Ask away. Is it possible to get the slides? We give the recordings, not the slides, right? We give the recordings. So you're going to get the recordings. Right? You can take screenshots of the recordings. But I mean, the recording is more than the slides, right? If you agree with me, guys, the content of the recording is far much, aside literally are just bullet points. So within 24 hours by tomorrow, the recordings will be up on YouTube at no cost. Does that make sense? To have access to all our recordings every week. It's going to be a playlist there, Trybe meetings. Does that make sense, guys? Any other questions? Amazing. So I think I'm going to wrap this Trybe meeting. Hope you guys receive some value. But as usual, I can always beg you, 52. Let me give you some insights. Okay, don't worry. 52 weeks of me being with you is a lot. Some of you agree with me. It's really a lot. If you think it's not a lot, then that's fine. Right. So, all I'm asking is that please, whenever we finish Trybe meetings, take screenshots. See ahead. I like this page. This page is deep. Take screenshots, share it on your status, and type 0 to HQ. I want to guarantee you, if you work with me for this next year that we're going to run through together, and you actually practically put to work all that I teach you, you will see results. Does that make sense? So please take a screenshot, guys. Shoot it on your status, on Instagram. Tag us at 0 to HQ. If I can count properly, there are about 50 people, 58 people on this call. We know that some people that always do not do it. God will forgive you, Sha. However, if you can, about 30 of you, I think we should be able to have 30 of you shoot on your status. Trybe meeting was amazing tonight. Trybe meeting was great. Say what you learned and all of that, right? So thank you so much, guys. See you next week Thursday by 6 p.m. for the next Trybe meeting, right? Have an amazing day. And the Trybe is open, right? You can ask questions. I want to beg us not to abuse the openness. Like we said, it's a community. We want it to be interactive. We want it to be engaging and all of that. Are you with me? So no problem once again. Yeah, you can invite people to the Trybe. Like I said, it's a community for real estate enthusiasts interested in anything real estate. You are anything real estate. Right, so you have a right to share the Trybe link everywhere. We hope to see thousands of people having proper knowledge of real estate. So once again, let's have an amazing day, everyone. And I'm going to see you on the next Trybe meeting next week. Have a good day.